four, three, two, one, go!
Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you've got the super team of sports talk with y'all on one half of it. Diego Barista coughing in here with my main man, my partner in crime who seems to be looking around the room for ghosts. Good, dog?
Yeah, I was just checking something. What's good, dude? Starting off with this fuckery today.
Already.
What's good, good people? It's your boy Uncle Hay, broadcasting live here on a Wednesday. It's AA Sports. NFL schedule just got dropped. We dead in the middle of the NBA playoffs. Good time of year. What's good, homie?
Everything is good. I mean, everything is good. Like I said, love the playoffs. I hate them damn NBA TV playoff games. But a lot of time
I always get the shit game anyway, though.
Yeah, like tonight they got Milwaukee, Detroit. Perfect place for that game. Perfect
Right.
place. Matter of fact, they should just stream that game. They ain't even got to put that shit on TV.
Nah, they don't.
But what's up, good people? Y'all know we can't start the show off or go any further without saying hello to y'all. We appreciate y'all joining us every week as you always do. Continue to watch us on the YouTube channel. Watch, like, hit those subscribe and those share buttons. Leave some comments, some thumbs up or down. Let us know how we did, what you feel about the show. Leave your comments on the topics. Same thing goes for you guys that listen to us on either podcast platform, whether that be Apple, iTunes, or Spreaker. Again, check out the good content there. We are there every week. You can look at and watch and listen to back shows, and as well get the notification before we release it to the public.
Yes, sir.
All right. So y'all know how we do. We always start off with something like the news. And just as I just did that, for those of y'all that watch on the YouTube channel, you probably have noticed this. I just noticed this looking last week because I always watch the show. I listen to it most, but I always watch just to pick up on little things, right? So I've been noticing over the last couple of weeks that I've been doing this a lot during the show. And I just wanted to let the people know, for those of y'all listening, I'm always fucking with my nose for some reason. I'm not on that girl. You know, I just wanted to let y'all know. I don't know why I've been doing that a lot, but I'm not tooting cocaine at this time.
That's good shit. I like to listen to it more often than not. It's good shit. Good shit.
But for those of you that listen or watched last week, y'all know during something like the news, we usually give y'all some entertainment and foolishness that we hear throughout the week, over the country. Some stuff outside of sports.
Yes, sir.
And we always bring in negative stories and bad stories. So we made the pact last week, me and Uncle Hay, that we were both going to find 3 good stories apiece to report today. 3 apiece. Total of 6. All right, we want to inform you guys that between the 2 of us, we came up with 1.
That's okay.
That's all we could muster up.
Actually, we legit tried.
I did, at least. I tried.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did as well, but ain't nothing out there. As a matter of fact, I got 2 things.
Okay, cool.
Both of them kind of real quick. One, Kenny Anderson tweeted that he is home and recovering from that stroke that he had a little while ago. So shout out to Kenny Anderson. Hope you do it, homeboy. Take it easy and what I'm saying, get your full recovery on. So he shouted out to the people on Twitter. So he doing pretty good. He doing pretty
Kenny can't be no more than 45 maybe?
See, we 40, so give or take. Kenny came out of Tech
1990.
Was it 90?
I think he was in the 90 draft, like number 3.
Okay, so he's got to be about at least 7 years older than us.
So 47. That's too young to be having a stroke.
Yeah, exactly. But shout out to him. The next little story I had was about a sports figure, LeBron James. If y'all remember the school that he opened up a year or so ago, the I Promise School, where some results and things are starting to come in. Now, when this school started, these kids is mostly pretty much 3rd and 4th graders. When they started in reading, they were in the lowest percentile, the 1% percentile, as far as their reading levels, their test scores, and what have you. On the math end of things, the third graders were at the very bottom 1%, and the fourth graders were in the 2% percentile. All right. After 1 year, and they retook district exams again, the third graders jumped from the bottom, from the first percentile to the 9th percentile, and the fourth graders moved up from the first to the 16th percentile. That's in the reading. So
That's
after 1 year, those are very, very big jumps. And then the math, even more improvements. For the third graders, they went from the 1 percentile to the 18th percentile. And then the fourth graders moved from the 2 percentile to the 30th. Again, all in 1 year. People, it's amazing what you can do, what these kids can do when you just give them some resources and, and some good teaching and a little love and, a little unconditional love and, pats on the back here and there. It's amazing what these kids can do when the playing field is level. That's what I wanted to say. When they get
Absolutely.
the resources, just like a lot of, other schools and demographics. So shout out to LeBron and all the teachers and administrators and whoever's hand in hand in that at that school.
Absolutely. You got to be able to read and write, and you'd be surprised the number of grown-ass people walking around and can't do either.
Right, because ain't it alleged that R. Kelly can't read?
Yeah. He can't read, and apparently he can't count either. So,
hey, so that's tough sledding there, tough sledding. But that's pretty much all we got for something like the news. That's the only good stuff that we had for y'all this week. So, if we run across anything going forward, I'll put it out there. But next week we'll be back to the regular scheduled program.
But we can throw the big national story into something like the news because it was a good story.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it.
Yeah, it kind of saved me this week because I couldn't find shit. But shout out to Tiger Woods, man. Shout out to Tiger Woods for winning the Masters, getting his 5th green jacket on Sunday. I actually watched all of Sunday. All of it. And that normally don't happen with me.
Man, shout out to the Masters. I know it was because of the weather, but y'all might want to think about starting that mug at 9:30 every year, because that was a good look having that done by like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Normally it's 6:30. You like, all right, man, gotta go. I got errands to run. Right. Wife like, are we going out to eat or what? So yeah, shout out to y'all. But man, Tiger, man, he played pretty well. I like the way that he kind of kept his calm. Because that front nine, I think starting the back nine, when he had those 2 bogeys back to back, he didn't get frustrated like he's been doing, a lot in the past. He just kind of stayed even killed. And old boy that he was playing with, Molinari, excuse me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong.
Yeah, I think that's it.
He caught a case of that chokeness.
Nah, he caught that lemon booty.
He did.
He caught that lemon booty, cuz Tiger had that red mock neck sweater on. He was on him.
I think the beginning of the end was like 12, where the ball, when he went in the water, when he went into the water. That's
when it went left for him. And
that was the beginning.
Tiger kind of humble dragged him with that. Like, yeah, when he made that mistake on 12, I knew I was good. I was like, oh shit.
Even with the shot that he made, Tiger's first shot compared to the other two were trying to get it right to the hole over the water. But and I've watched the Masters a lot here recently over the last few years, and that hole is always a problem. I want to say Jordan Spieth had a problem at that hole a couple Masters ago, I want to say, but a lot of people tend to get stuck right there. So it was baffling to me why they didn't take the approach that Tiger took, which is to play it off to the left a little bit where it's a safer shot. Yeah, it was a longer putt, but you don't cost yourself that stroke. He cost himself that stroke on that. Molinari did, and that was kind of the unraveling of him. But it was a good tournament, man. It was a real good tournament. I was glad to see Tiger get that green jacket, because for him just to win a major was big, but I think it was real big for him just to win this one. You know what I'm saying? Being the Masters, and Oh, after it was over and him, going up and being able to hug his son and his family and everything. Me having a small son, a little bit. Well, he's a little bit younger than that, but that was a little touching to a play. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, I mean, it was like almost watching Black History. To see him actually win this when everybody thought Tiger was done, 4 or 5 years ago? Done.
Right.
All the injuries, all the surgeries, all of that. And to come back and get this win and show some emotion,
Yeah.
I think people forget how old he is, too. Tiger's, 43?
43, yeah.
Yeah, he's not a young cat. So, it's the time is now. Now, I guess what I'm wondering is, do you think a run starts from here? But people act like he ain't been in contention. The last couple of years, he's ain't been winning, but he's been right there in a couple of those tournaments.
Yeah, he was which major was that? The British Open last year. He was, I want to say, in the lead until the final day of the final round, and he ran into some problems. But yeah, he's been there with some top 10, top 15 finishers or whatever, playing some really good golf over the last year. So you just kind of knew, like, all right, it's coming.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be the first major of the year.
Right.
But it's one of them situations where, he win one, he can win 2 or 3.
Right.
Ain't no telling now. So,
right.
Of course, he's the favorite going into the next one, which is the U.S. Open, if I'm not mistaken, sometime in May, a couple of weeks, really. So, we'll see.
I think that's the one he won with a torn ACL. So.
Yeah. It's like, wow. But
right. Shout out to Tiger, his family.
So 3 more to catch, Jack, for the passion.
That's 7 years. You would think it would slow down at 50. You would think. I think he's the oldest person to win the Masters, right? At 43.
Him and Jack, I think have won. Yeah, they both won it at 43.
Okay, so it
yeah.
can happen.
Yeah.
But these young boys, they may have been scared on Sunday with him behind them, but they ain't gonna slow down. They're gonna try to catch him.
That was a pretty loaded leaderboard. You had Dustin Johnson there, you had Brooks Koepka, you had Ricky Fowler. I think he came on a little bit late. Jordan Spieth wasn't really in it. Rory, he was out of it after the first couple of days, but I don't think he finished that bad. But you had a lot of names within that top couple people. So, because even the guy that the Molinari cat, he won. Matter of fact, he won the last Open. I want to say that's who Tiger folded to in the last major. Now that I think about it,
okay,
the one that Tiger could have won, but he didn't. I wanted the cat that he was paired with this week. That's the one that won. So he's a pretty good golfer. That's the other cat. Really, my first time even really hearing about him. Finu.
Yeah.
The other cat that was with Tiger and the other cat. He could drive the ball and hit it far, but to me, he wasn't disciplined at all. It's like he's out there hitting like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I can hit this shit far. We ain't worried about precision.
Right. Not at all. So we're gonna see what's good with that going forward. All right, you ready to go to work?
Yes, sir.
It's not a lot of work this week with the NBA playoffs because the first rounds are meh. So we can go ahead and mark this Bucks and Pistons. We ain't got to talk about them. Milwaukee's going to win this series. They should not lose a game.
I want to say, and I was listening to the show this morning, I want to say we said 5. I'm like, why did we say a game? I think we said 5? I think we said if they stole one, maybe it'll go 5, something like that. But
that was before we knew Blake Griffin wasn't going to play either.
Very true.
They're screwed now. So it's all good. Y'all get that playoff, bonus probably. You went there, you did it. And you'll be going home soon. Yep. All right, Toronto and Orlando. We figured Toronto would get this thing done quickly as well, but along the way, game 1, something went awry. Now, the way this new NBA is, we could talk about numbers all day long, but one thing I did the first 2 games, I put the 3-point percentage, the makes and misses for the teams. Mm-hmm. These cats shoot a lot of 3-pointers on these teams, a whole lot of 3-pointers. Well, Orlando hit the one that mattered, and they stole game 1. And then they promptly got their ass whooped in game 2. Right. I don't expect this to go long. I don't. I ain't got much on that. Kyle Lowry did what he did. He came back, had a solid game last night. But what you saw on Saturday is what is my problem with Kyle Lowry. Him in the playoffs, I can't look at him in the regular season with respect because I know what's going to happen in March.
What is it with this team in game ones and him in game ones in particular?
I didn't know that till you told me the other day. You said like, dog, this is what he does. Like last 4 or 5 years. I want to say you sent me the stat, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was like
terrible.
The last 5 years he's had. I think he had 11 points once, 7 points once, 4 points twice, and then the goose egg. That's what he's done the last 5 years in the playoffs, in the first round of the first game. So that's just what he do. Now again, he always had the bounce back game. So I figured what would happen last night would happen. But it's throughout the course, however long they in the playoffs, he's gonna have more of those bullshit games. And
at least he didn't run to the back.
At least he hasn't had to go decompress yet. Now if he has to go decompress from guard DJ Augustine, then y'all in trouble.
Right.
But it is what it is. Kawhi came out last night, man, took control, and that's pretty much how it should be every damn game. The rest of it should feed off of him. I think Lowry, he's going to get his criticism because of basically his contract, what he makes, and then also how he plays in the regular season, and he has been an all-star more than one time. So that
5 times, cuz. That
kind of player with that kind of profile needs to show up at some point in the playoffs. So the Raptors should go ahead and take them out at 5 if they're smart. Now, I don't have anything else on that series.
I don't know. We can keep moving.
Terrence Ross is playing good. That boy Jonathan Isaac, he's long. He plays good defense. He just needs to polish up on his scoring. He needs to take some better shots. Does Fournier do anything but shoot 3-pointers? Because I haven't watched this Magic team at all this year, but I can pretty much sum them up after just watching them after these 2 games.
Homie, he shoots every time he touches the ball. Fournier. Every time that ball comes his way, he shoots. And, the other cat, Aaron Gordon, he dunks.
I think he shot a couple 3-point, made a couple threes. He does need to develop that mid-range jumper a little bit more. But at least he shoots it. He's better than somebody on this next team that we're about to talk about.
Yeah. So Orlando's going to Orlando. It's certain teams they're right there. Can I say they're right there with Phoenix? Damn.
No, nobody's.
They made the finals twice.
I'm about to say nobody's worse than Phoenix right now. At least Orlando, they looking up to me because I didn't expect them to make the playoffs. I expected them to be bottom 5 down there with us, the Hawks and Phoenix, looking for that lottery pick. So they made it to the playoffs and got a 7th seed. As a matter of fact, I want to say the second half of the season, they said that after the All-Star break, that they had the best record in the league along with 1 or 2 other teams. Or maybe it was some offensive stats or something. But they played pretty good after the All-Star break. So shout out to Orlando, man. A lot of young players, we see how it go. Y'all going to have to keep developing because ain't nobody coming there and taking y'all money.
People are going to take their money. You remember they overpay. They got to. But we'll see what Baaccckkkk does because I think he's gone. But, where the hell else he going to get real money as a center in today's game?
Is he playing in this series?
I ain't watched, to be honest with you.
I watched. I'm saying that to be sarcastic. I've heard him call his name a couple of times, but
they got an actual center there. Gasol is pretty solid, and what's the other cat? Serge. So maybe they're neutralizing him. Perhaps. I'm being nice, but let's move on.
Extremely.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to this 76ers Nets series. This was the first game to start the playoffs last week, and Joel Embiid actually started the game. I wasn't home watching when it came on, so I thought he didn't play. And then you hit me, it's like, oh, he's on the bench. I said, well, shit, they kept on saying he wasn't going to play. He had a very good stat line in minimal minutes, but they got blowed off the floor on Saturday. And they came back and won on Monday, I believe. Monday or Tuesday night, whichever night they played.
Yeah.
But I like this Nets team.
Mm-hmm.
I like this Nets team a lot. I was going to make this a topic, but I couldn't think of a way. I'm trying to see who I like more right now, going forward. This Nets team or the Clippers. Both of them got money, but I'm trying to figure out, what outside of Kevin Durant, what could you put there on that Nets team that you need? They got guards. I like the big man. He blocks shots.
Mm-hmm.
I like everything they got going right now. They shoot.
Yeah. They don't have. Do they have like the? You got to have like a stretch four-ish in today's league. I'm trying to think
who their stretch four is.
Uh,
They may not have that.
I think that's one thing that maybe they don't have. But yeah, guards, point. They got D'Angelo. They got
Karis LeVert, Dinwiddie.
I like Dinwiddie. That's the cat. That's the one I'm looking for. Dinwiddie. I like him. I like his game a lot. But they got players. They damn sure killing in Philly off of the dribble.
Shout out to that coaching again. We go back to that Spurs coaching line. They develop players.
Right. And Philly hasn't developed perimeter defense, and that's been one of their problems all year. Now, the flip side of that is if Philly continues to just hoist up a whole lot of jumpers, they're going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference between game one and game two. We saw Ben Simmons going to the hole a lot, being aggressive, going to the hole, not waiting for things to, develop in some aspect, because that leaves him with the ball on the outside and nobody even attempting to guard him.
Yeah.
Jimmy
stuck in the corner on the baseline.
Right.
Waiting the rim run.
Yeah, so I mean that's got to be the way that he plays. The way he played in game two, that's just got to be the way that he plays. Jimmy carried him game one. He didn't do really much game two, but he didn't really have to because everybody else kind of stepped up.
Yeah.
I think game one was, of course that was out of the norm because JJ Redick didn't shoot good. I don't think he scored. Well, he scored, but
he was off.
He did more fouling than he did scoring. And as a two guard running off screen shooting threes, you should not be fouling out of games.
Well, you got to guard them cats though.
They
couldn't hide him on that team.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had this thing about guards fouling out. Like,
I'm with you.
Yeah, you got six of them, dog. Like, big men, okay, I get it, but you shouldn't be fouling out.
Makes sense. And he's necessary to that team's success. Like,
absolutely, because they don't really don't.
They got rid of Bellinelli and
Jimmy
Ilyasova.
Jimmy,
So,
Mike Scott is streaky.
So it's basically streaky shooters. You got Jimmy. What's the big boy they just picked up from the Clippers?
Mike Scott? No.
Well, him too. The starter.
Damn.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, him. So you got streaky shooters as you're shooting on that team, and Embiid is not in shape. I didn't realize he hadn't played, but I want to say 10 of their last 24 games since the All-Star break. I didn't know he'd been out that long.
Yeah, I guess when the number hit me, or they said the number, I was like, damn, it's been that many. I mean, I knew he was out for the knee. We were trying to figure out when did he hurt the knee, because he played in the All-Star weekend. And after that, all of a sudden,
why did he play in the All-Star game?
So I was trying to figure that out.
Part in the skills competition and the All-Star game, but you hurt. Well, I swear I don't understand that.
Just like right before the season ended, his ass was out there. Yeah. Remember, I forget what game that was. His ass was out there. He was getting hit and falling all over the court and everything. Like, why is he out here?
Because he hadn't played. They was like, okay, we're gonna give you a game for some conditioning. Really?
Yeah. So
really?
I think Philly will still take that though. But it's going at least 6.
It's gonna get real when they game 3 when they go up to Brooklyn, because they did what they were supposed to do. They got the split. People rarely go on the road and get 2 games. Rarely go on the road. Right. You get that split, you go home, you try to do what you do. They don't have nobody. Afro Samurai does not have the weight to handle Embiid down low. Nah. If Embiid's going to bail him out and stay out there at the 3-point line, then they're going to have some time.
Like he did game 1, yeah.
Yeah. So just don't bail him out. Take him down there and punish him. You know what to do. The 3-point shot, your outside jumper, that's the icing on the cake. You do that work down low. That's what they need from you. Boston and Indiana. You know what the score is right now?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. 84-82 with 5 minutes and change left in the fourth.
Who? Boston?
Yeah, Boston's up, but that's virtually a tie. I wasn't expecting that.
I know they're gonna give Coach of the Year to Coach Bud,
Nate McMillan got my vote. It's like everybody I want to vote for on these awards probably not going to win.
Nate McMillan's done a hell of a job, man.
Nate McMillan to me is Coach of the Year. Trey Young's my Rookie of the Year, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, Nate McMillan has done a hell of a job, and if he can pull one of these games out, I thought they would get swept.
I knew they wouldn't get swept because they play them hard, but it just depends on how Boston wants to play it, though. So I don't have much on that series. I expect Boston to advance. If it goes 5, great for the NBA. But
I'll say this: if they were going to get one, I would have thought it would have been at home.
Right.
I wouldn't take it to Indiana would have got a split on the road to start the series. I wouldn't take that.
Completely agree with you on that. All right. The Warriors and the Clippers. Warriors and the Clippers are 1-1. Game 1, the Clippers lost that game on the road, but didn't that game seem a lot closer than what the score indicated?
The first game,
yeah.
I did not watch much of that game.
I mean, they were up a good bit, but it seems like they were right there with them. Montrezl Harrell had a good game. I mean, truth be told, people, this is like a human cheat code. Nobody's supposed to beat these dudes 4 times in the 7-game series. Nobody. It's just not supposed to happen.
Not if they focus.
Yeah, if they're locked in, ready to go, ain't nobody in this league. I hear it, everybody saying Houston, they got a chance. We're going to see. But the Clippers actually got a game on the road, and they're heading home to play them.
They didn't just get any game. They came back from 31.
Oh, yeah, I did make light of that, didn't I? The reason why I made light of it is because I didn't watch the end of the game. I got a call late, like, you watching this? It's chippy. They going to fight. I was like, what's the score? Oh, they up 15. Oh, cool. All right, good night. Woke up the next day. Who knew?
I went to bed at halftime. I was like, I made myself stay up and watch the first half. That's probably because I didn't watch much of the first game. I'm not watching much of Warriors Clippers. Sorry.
No.
But now I'm going to be glued to the TV set. Because, I woke up the same way. Let me see how much the Clippers lost by. And wait a minute. I'm rubbing my eyes and shit. They won. So then I turned on the TV. That's the next step. Let me turn on the TV and see how this went down. And they talking about they came back from 31. I'm like, okay. How the hell did that happen? How did you get outscored 72-39 or 37 in the last 19 minutes of the game? How did you let that happen?
Tell me how. I need to know.
Okay, so this is a question that I have because over the years, you watching this game a long time, you see certain trends and you can tell when things are possibly starting to unravel or change.
Right.
This has been a theme with this Warriors team all year. And some of these losses, even though they got enough talent, they still came out number 1 seed. But they've had a lot of losses to bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
We've been clowning the Lakers all year about some of the teams that they lost to. Warriors have lost to some of them same badass teams. Got
blown off the court, too.
They've gotten blown off the court. They've lost leads away and at home. At what point does this come back to bite them in the ass at some point?
Yeah.
Another thing I was thinking about over the weekend, I think the refs will help take the Warriors down.
I can see that. They talk all that shit.
They tee them up for everything. They're always complaining. And I forgot who reported it yesterday. They're saying that amongst the refs, the refs are starting to, voice how they're getting tired of them.
Yeah. That's
not good going into playoff series where
a
tight game, phantom calls. If you blow on James Harden, they will blow the whistle. I can see little things like that costing them pivotal games within a series. Not this one, maybe not this one, but the next one going forward.
I'm trying to think what game that was toward the end of the season where they all lost their damn minds. KD, Draymond, they were cussing the refs out.
Was that the one where they made the bogus call and then Steph still hit the 3 to tie and they were laughing at the refs and pointing at the refs and shit?
Them up, and
then the refs were like, oh, word, with like 0.3, they called a crazy foul.
Minnesota. I want to say it was Minnesota.
That's the game it was. That's right, Minnesota.
Now, we pointed out one game, but like you said, that shit's been going on all year long. All year long. They
Yep.
arguing with the refs. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant a little bit more in depth. Is it crazy to say that Draymond's been more tame than KD has this year? To me,
KD got 17 techs this season, 16 or 17 techs this year. He's already got 2.
in the playoffs.
All right. In the playoffs. You know, that goes with you. Once you get to the 7th one, then that's an ejection.
Okay.
So you keep fucking around with Patrick Beverly if you want to. You know, especially, and that's another thing with this Clippers and Patrick Beverly in particular. You fucking around and not sweeping these boys and getting them off the court, and you're going more and more games. And that's just more and more games with Patrick Beverly, enticing you to possibly get another technical
or swing them.
Well, okay, I'm not worried about KD swinging on nobody.
Hey, what chance you give Patrick Beverly?
Oh, I get Pat a fighting chance.
I give him a chance.
he got to get inside tight, and he got to find a way to get it to the ground.
Get him to the ground. It's level. I give him 50-50, dog. I give him.
He get it to the ground. He, like you said, I mean, I might say 55-45 if you get him to the ground. But standing up, he don't stand a chance. KD just jab him out the way, man. But
hey, you know who's enjoying this series probably more than we are?
Who?
Kawhi Leonard. This is an audition.
Yep.
This is an audition tape. Even if they lose, they go hard, take this 6 games with a bunch of no-name dudes. I mean, you got to be a real basketball head to know these cats on this team. A lot of people ain't. You know, they got money for max salaries. 2 people. And they're
Now, what I want to ask about their roster status for next year, because I'm not up on their roster status. Did they sign a lot of 1-year contract deals for some of these players, some of these vets this year?
I want to say Pat expires. They traded them cats they traded for from Philly. They expire. I think they got to get off of 1 more contract.
What about Lou Will?
Lou's on that short money deal. It's only $8 million, which remember at the time we was like, why did he take that little deal? Lou need to be trying to renegotiate. Because I was thinking about it. You talk about big threes. Lou is a star.
Yep.
Lou is a borderline all-star every year. You add 2 to that team, and he's coming off the bench, giving you this production.
Yeah, but I like him coming off the bench. I don't like
he don't need to start.
No, I like him coming off the bench.
And when did Montrezl Harrell become this solid?
Because Montrezl Harrell is a dog.
Ben Wallace Jr.?
You know what I'm saying? In college, you could tell his game wasn't, he's not the person that's going to go out there and score 30. You know what I'm saying? He ain't flashy and all of that, but you could tell he got a grind about him. He got a work ethic about him. And cats like that come to the league and keep doing that, and then on top of that, growing the rest of their game, hey, man, he going to have a job in this league for 10, 12 years if he want it. He
hits free throws. He finishes everything around the rim. You know the best thing the Clippers did for themselves to really jumpstart all of this? They took away – well, that too. But really, they took away Doc Rivers' power. They made him just a coach.
Yeah.
Focus on coaching. They've made much better, roster decisions. Ain't been handing out crazy money to old Celtics. Shout out to Doc. It's going in the right direction.
And family members.
Absolutely. But speaking of which,
I really can't blame you.
I did not know that Doc Rivers' daughter is engaged to Steph's little brother.
Yeah.
Dog, if that child is smart like the Rivers and got their shooting range, that's going to be the chosen one.
Man, watch that kid come out wanting to be an architect.
Either way, that's a win. Either way. But let's get back to it. We're getting off of it. But I'm not concerned about Golden State. I'm not concerned at all. They need to wrap this up in 5. They really need to. I believe Houston's going to take care of business against Utah. Utah may get a game, maybe. But, people are – we're going to talk about Boogie in a second, but people are like, man, that kind of changes things. They lost DeMarcus Cousins. I ain't crying for y'all. You lost 1 All-Star. Well, damn, you got 4 left. You got 4 left and a former All-Star and Iguodala coming off the bench.
I give him 3.5, man.
Yeah.
I think Draymond gets All-Star by default. Kind of like, remember a couple years ago when the Hawks went on that long winning streak and all the starters made the All-Star team?
Yeah.
Like Kyle Korver, Jeff Teague. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Pauses.
Uh-oh. All right. Hold on 1 second, people. All right, good people, welcome back. We are back. A little technical difficulty, but we appreciate y'all tuning in and sticking with us. We were just finishing up, recapping what's been going on so far with the Warriors and the Clippers. Warriors evened it up 1-1, so we expect them to. I at least expect them to match that out in 5 games, more than likely, right?
Yeah. If the Clippers get another game, they're lucky. So, yeah, but the Warriors are going to win this series. They know what's waiting on them. Well, I can't say waiting on them, but we know what's in front of them in the second round at least. Yeah.
So, I guess we'll touch on him later. I'm going to say, how do you think Boogie loss is going to really impact him? Because everybody keep talking about Andrew Bogut. I'm like, I'm not impressed with Andrew Bogut.
All he ever did was set screens. I mean, that's dope, but he ain't Boogie. Boogie gave them something they didn't have. They've never had somebody they could stick in the post and say, go get me 20. They ain't never had that. So, and, you know, when they were playing Denver in the regular season, he was giving the Joker the work. You know, that was something they needed. I think they're going to need that with Capella. You know, I believe last year Capella was free to roam. He didn't have to guard nobody. So he was beating shots off the weak side, stuff like that. So they're going to miss Boogie. They're definitely going to miss Boogie.
Boogie can step out and pull Capella away from their rim. They don't have anybody else as far as a big man that's going to be able to do that. I mean, even Kenneth Reed. That's another animal that Houston got. You know that Rockets going that the Warriors going to have to deal with on the inside. So it's going to be interesting. Of course,
best way to hurt the Warriors. Best way to hurt them is beat them on the glass. Get it physical, board, offensive rebounds, but they're gonna win this series. Next up, the Nuggets in Denver. I just said the Nuggets in Denver. I'm drinking tequila tonight. The Nuggets and the Spurs. This has been pretty entertaining the first 2 games. You know, I think we said last week on our preview, we said these boys, the Spurs can go up there and get 1 game on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that'll change this series. They should have won last night. They should have won last night. Jamal Murray got loose on him last night. You know, for him to be 0 for 8 going into the fourth quarter and to go ham like that ain't gonna happen every game. That's not.
No, it's not, but it could definitely boost him going forward. I don't think he had a great game 1 either.
No, remember he missed the game winner. He should have hit that. He wasn't solid.
So, Spurs got they split, but I just think, the Spurs are one of them teams, especially with a matchup with the Nuggets. I mean, they vet is Paul Millsap. So when you have young teams that haven't been here in the playoffs, it's tough. And you got a coach like Pop. Because, see, now once you get into the second, third, fourth game, now it's really about adjustments.
Right.
And I'll take Pop over the Nuggets coach all day when it comes to that. So, we can see how this thing go when they get back to San Antonio. If I'm the Nuggets, I find a way to get game 3.
Gotcha.
You don't want to go down 2-1 and then with the pressure of going down 3-1 on their floor in game 4, you don't want that. You want to come on out here and get game 3.
Spoiler alert, people. It's not a whole lot going on in San Antonio. So everybody in that town gonna be at that playoff game. They're gonna be screaming. It's gonna be loud as hell in there.
Right.
And these youngins ain't been on the road like that in an environment like that. You done gave Pop a couple days. Oh, Jamal Murray beat us up like that. Okay, cool. Take him away. They got time, but they better win game 3. They better win game 3. So I'm gonna save this. We don't know. We ain't got the game 2 in Houston yet, but I'm expecting Houston to win this series. I need some time on this Blazers thing. The Blazers and the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a Russell Westbrook fan for a while now. I'm a fan.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been a fan. He's one of my favorite players to watch for years. But The shooting ain't gonna get no better. I don't blame him for game one. Game one, I throw that on Paul. Paul, this is exactly why Paul didn't go to the Lakers, people. This is exactly why. You in small town Oklahoma. Anything wrong, they're going to blame on Russ. Some of it partly, it's true. Some of it is. But Paul went 4 for 15 from the three-point line. And far as we were told, he couldn't lift his shoulder before that game. I couldn't understand why he took 15 threes in that game. But Dame is busting Russell's ass this series. Like, busting his ass.
Because he's shooting from 35 feet.
Oh, my God. I didn't know he had it like that. I mean, I watched Dame, but I didn't know he's on the same level as Steph, shooting that far. I didn't know. I mean, I guess because their games come on 10 o'clock at night, and I don't be fooling with them in most cases. But Russell's defense has been atrocious in these two games. If you know the boy got 30 feet range, you kind of want to guard him the whole way. You kind of want to. You can't give him 10 feet and say, nah, that's too deep for him. It's not.
Right.
It's not. He'll pull up. But what do you think? What have you seen so far in this first two games as far as with Russ?
I mean, he's not shooting well, especially last night. And I picked OKC if these two played. When we did the show last week, we didn't quite know the matchup. And I picked OKC. But I mean, you look at first thing I did was look at his shot chart from last night. And in the second half, he went 2 for 5. In the whole second half, he took 5 shots.
Yeah, and I think that they're probably in his head in that case because for him to only take 5 shots, so that means he took 15 in the first half, and he took 20 shots total.
He didn't make more than 2 shots in any quarter. I want to say he only made 4 maybe 5 shots the whole night.
He was 4 for 20. Yeah, 4 for 20.
4 for 20. Yeah. So he made 1 the first quarter, 2 the second quarter, and then 1 each in the third and fourth. That was what his shot chart looked like this morning. A lot of misses from outside, even a lot of misses from within 15, 17 feet he was missing.
He missed some layups and some short jumpers.
He missed a lot of layups first half. So he's going to have to get it together. He knows he's got to get it together. So we're going to see what happens when they go back to OKC. But, I mean, he's got to step up and contain Dame a little bit more. They've got to step up and try to contain C.J. McCollum a little bit more.
C.J. busting their ass just the same, but look at the wide open jumpers they are getting. The entire team. What the hell are they doing on defense with Oklahoma?
Nothing. And that's one thing. I mean, you're going to give up good shots by playing hard defense and they make them. Hey, hat off to you. So live with that. But just wide open shots, nah. That can't fly.
Hey, why don't they pull the tape of what New Orleans did last year? Because it's pretty much the same team. Pull the tape. Take the ball. You got to take the ball out of Dame's hands. You know, them two dudes can't beat you. Who's the third dude on that team?
Even if they're going to get theirs, you can't let, like game one, you can't let Enes fucking Cantor get 25 points.
Man, they always give Steven Adams a pass because he was killing him on the boards on Sunday, eating him alive. Yeah,
I mean, if you're going to get 25 from Enes Cantor, then I can live with that if you're going to shut McCollum and Dame down. But you can't give McCollum and Dame theirs, what they normally going to get anyway, and then still let Cantor get another 25. You got to let, like, Mo Harkless, Aminu, good players, but you got to let them cats be the ones beat you if you're going to lose the series.
You're giving Seth Curry wide open threes.
Somebody named Curry getting the wide open threes.
He's shooting 45% for the season, and you're letting him shoot wide open threes. And there's no discipline on their offense. Dennis Schroeder, the pull-up threes, when you're running Dolo against the whole defense, and you just pull up from 3. No chance for an offensive board. No shit. Okay, this is the biggest stat to me.
He ain't even no prolific three-point shooter like that.
They have taken 61 threes in 2 games.
And made, 19 of them?
No, they've made 10. Dame and CJ have made 15 of 33 alone. The whole team, Oklahoma City, has gone 10 for 61 in 2 games. Russell and Paul George have gone 7 of 32.
Yeah.
That ain't going – I mean, sometimes it's really that simple. if they're shooting now, the Blazers are going 24 of 57.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in some cases, it's really that simple. If they're making shots.
Yeah, it's a make or miss league. So
That's it. Just that simple.
Blazers have held home court. They held court. They held serve again.
Yeah.
The red cups are flowing, people. They've held serve. So OKC, they have no choice but to hold serve going back home.
Got to.
You can't go down 3-1 going back to Portland for game 6.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. They ain't even won a game. They're down 2-0.
Yeah, so they got to win.
Yeah.
Got to win.
And even though game 4 is on your home court, you don't want to lose game 3 and be in a position of possibly getting swept game 4 because that's more added pressure.
And Russ got to stop that little bullshit he like to do where, I understand being mad about certain fouls, but you don't get a foul call and then turn around and do an egregious foul in retaliation for what the refs are doing. That how does that hurt the refs when you get an additional foul? And in some cases, a technical. You got to stop.
Russell's a little bit of a wild animal.
Yeah, he has tendencies. Absolutely. I don't have much on the Rockets and the Jazz. I expect Houston to win the series. You got anything on that?
No, I mean, they have only played one game, so they play again tonight. So, we'll see how that goes. But
I'm starting to slowly come around to the thinking that Harden is really one of the most hard-to-guard cats that I've seen in this league. I mean, it's damn right frustrating with me sitting at home watching this shit. Like, how do they guard him? How?
And a lot of it, I don't want to short him because a lot of it is him and his talent.
Oh, he's
but
good.
A lot of it is too how the game is played and called, in today's league. So it's a little bit of both, and he's damn sure taking advantage of it.
Absolutely, can't blame him at all. Shout out to him. All right, let's run through these last few NBA stories. Luke Walton got fired on, was it Thursday morning, Friday morning? Well, he didn't get fired. He walked away. Team decision. And he got a job the next day. He went to the Sacramento Kings. They went 39-43. I like this move for him. This team was finished 9 in the West. They're young. I doubt there's legit pressure. It ain't the same pressure as LeBron walking into the meeting room.
I mean, we were sitting here. I was listening to the show. I don't know why I'm just not listening to last week's show this morning. But we were sitting here saying that he was good. The Magic Johnson thing had just came out last Wednesday. So we were sitting on here last week talking about Luke was good. And Luke got fired the next day. But he landed on his feet because Vlade Divac hired him. Now, you say there's no pressure. I think it's a little bit of pressure. Not like you said, not like the pressure of having to do with the Lakers and LeBron and all of that. But Vlade Divac and the Kings fired a pretty good coach.
I'm starting to wonder about that dude, though.
Who?
What's it, Dave Yeager, Joker? The reason why I'm starting to wonder, now it could be both organizations that he got fired from, but if they're saying the same thing in two places, as far as you and your relationship with management, maybe it's you, maybe. Now if it happens a third time, then I notice that, but he still could coach.
Well, I know I didn't hear that part. If they said it twice, it's probably a problem because I'm trying to figure out a reason why you get rid of a coach that's led your team to the best season that they've had in I don't know how many years it's been. So if he's having a problem with management and the people that actually cut his checks that he reports to,
right? Then because you remember with the Memphis thing, it's like he was trying to go to Sacramento. They weren't going to let him go because he was back and forth with them, and they finally let him go. Now this year with the Sacramento thing, I hear that the main problem was he wasn't trying to play the youngins. He was trying to win games. They wanted Marvin Bagley on the court. Right. They drafted him, third? So they wanted him on the court. He was trying to win games. He's playing the vets. So they said he fell out with them. I want to say that was early in the year. But you still would think that you would find a place with this. You won 39 games. Sacramento wasn't supposed to win 39 games this year, people.
They probably would not have done it had he followed the plan that they wanted him to follow, if that was the case, of not playing the vets, wanting the rookies to play, not worried about how many games that they lost.
Right.
Now if that's his extent of insubordination, I ain't got no problem with it.
I can't blame him. I mean, but that's the terrible thing about team sports. It's because you're up against it because you're trying to win. They're trying to develop and, get people on the court. But that's why you need owners that are going to let you do your job.
Right.
Sacramento's a clusterfuck. We know that.
Right.
We know.
You want me to not play the vets and not try to win no games and play these rookies, but then you'll turn around and fire the hell out of my ass for not winning games.
A year or two, give or take, you lose games. Some cases, the same year. Who knows?
Yeah. So I might as well go ahead and put my W's on the board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And let the rest fall out in the wash. But we're gonna see. Sacramento's got some pieces. I think we'll really get to see now whether Luke Walton is a good coach or not.
Absolutely.
Still questions. We know all he had to do was roll the ball out while he substituted for Kerr in Golden State. Now the Lakers did improve last year with the youngins. They won 35 games. All right. So, maybe there is something there. Maybe, maybe he ain't as bad as we think he is. Everybody can't coach and manage LeBron. So,
absolutely.
This is going to be his third job in 4 years. Well, I guess you can't count Golden State because he didn't really have that job. Yeah. But we really going to see now if Luke Walton is a good coach or not.
All right, the Lakers plan to interview Juwan Howard, Monty Williams, and Ty Lue for their head coaching job. Now, if I'm Monty Williams, I'm good where I'm at. And the reason I say I'm good where I'm at, because I'm going to wait and see what happens. Because I believe this dude's going to get fired one way or the other. The coach who's there now. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Monty's a good candidate, but I don't think he's the favorite anyway,
You know how that shit get leaked out there. I don't believe he's the favorite for that team. I don't either. I think that's Ty Lue's job if he wants it.
If he wants it, exactly. And, when you talk about Brett Brown in Philly, what's on your whiteboard, player?
I stay there. You got it, coach. I'm with you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Juwan Howard, don't go up there and take. Well, I can't say that. I was gonna say don't take that Cleveland job.
Now, okay. Maybe am I missing anything? Is Juwan Howard ready for a head coaching gig?
I thought. Well, let me ask you this. Maybe this is a better question. Is he sitting on the front row of their bench yet in Miami, or is he still sitting behind the bench?
So I'm like, he comes off to me as one of those kind of mascot coaches in Miami. He wanted Pat Riley's boys, and once you want Pat's boys, Pat gonna take care of you.
Pat gonna make that call for you. Look out for my. I feel the same way. He seemed like more of a college guy, maybe.
Yeah, and hey man, if the brother get a chance, so be it. I just got questions. It's being around, and we talk about the Spurs coaching tree and how we talked about them last week and how those guys are good. I mean, there's a lot of questions about some of them cats. Some of them cats that have no head coaching experience, and they have did pretty well. So just because it's not a name or somebody that we know their skills, per se, don't mean that it can't be a good coach.
Right.
I mean, he has been around Spo. He's been around. He's been around Pat for some years. I can't think of who else is on that bench, but hey, at some point, if you sit on the job as an apprentice for a pretty good amount of time, some of it should rub off on you.
I mean, so if we're talking Pat Riley's tree, we got Jeff Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy, and Spo. That's about it. That will work for damn.
Right.
So we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see. David Griffin got hired as the GM for the Pelicans. I think that was an L for the Lakers. But, those reports out saying they don't want to hand the team over to LeBron. You got 3 years with him. What choice you got? I put this on there because this is his comments a couple months ago when he was on NBA TV about what he wanted. If he was trading Anthony Davis. One good young player, a good rotational player, a draft pick or two. That sounded to me like Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and that Lakers draft pick.
The pick.
That's what it sounded like to me, that lottery pick at 11. Kuz could be the star. Zoe, good rotational, could be better. Hey, what it sound like to me, they're setting up this lob, dog. It's coming. That lob is coming. They're not going to let LeBron not make the playoffs next year, people. It's not. David Griffin's in place to throw that lob cross country to the Lakers with AD. Boom. We ain't got to use our signing money with him. Then Boston gets put out the playoffs. Here comes Kyrie. Boom, they're good. Just like that.
And don't forget the lob that's going to come before both of those lobs.
Oh, I know what you're saying. And you on record with this one? Cover yourself. Say top 5. Don't say number 1. Say top 5.
Hey, man. Okay, no, I'm gonna say number 1. If the Hawks don't get the number 1 pick, which is what I'm hoping for, if we don't get the number 1 pick, the league is going to give that shit to the Lakers.
And it will be so many lawsuits saying this shit is fixed.
Because we got this new lottery system. Nobody know how it work yet. We don't know shit. They can just say, hey, it was, they already saying, hey, it's meant to have more parity and to prevent taking, and we've lessened the chances and kind of evened it out. This would be the perfect chance to see, here it works.
I think these are that's not even last week's notes. I was trying to find their percentage. It couldn't have been no more than 3%.
It's less than 5.
If that shit happens.
But the very top person is less than 14. It's about 14.
It's 14 even with the top 3. And everybody, the Hawks are at 10.5. I'm really starting to get that itch, dog. It's gonna be us. I'm really starting to feel it, dog.
And we deserve a little something, right? We deserve a little something. But yeah, if the league throw the Lakers that lob,
forget about it.
Hey,
now, would you trade him for AD?
For what? Talking about Zion?
Zion.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Because he wants to be there.
Is that? I mean, what else is it gonna take?
No, I mean you got to put some money in there to match, of course. You got to put some money. So
I'm just saying. Let's just say the Pelicans don't trade. I'm just saying. Look, let's just say the Anthony Davis trade is not going to come about this at least this summer.
Yeah.
If they get that lob from the league, get Zion. You still got Ingram. You still got Kuz. You still got Zoe. You got to make some other signings. Kyrie's a free agent. He can come. You don't have to lose nothing.
Yeah.
If you got that, AD, you're going to have to wait till you free, dog.
Yeah.
I like the young assets because LeBron is 34.
I do too.
You know what I'm saying? I like having those young assets. So you got to fill out your team. So I would try to fill it out with those and leave as much of that young core in place as you can. Josh Hart, you can have him.
Yeah, I was on that bandwagon earlier this year. Shit ain't looking too good.
He's got game. He never got right after he got hurt. He never got right with that. He never could find a place in the rotation when he was healthy. Some of that can be on Luke. Some of that because Josh Hart just wasn't shooting very well, especially at the beginning of the season. So I don't know. It's a lot to go. A whole lot to go on with the Lakers between now and when they start dribbling the basketball again in the fall.
One thing, this is my last thing on that. Lakers kind of want to get this done. They kind of want to. If I'm the Clippers, I'll get Kawhi this year, no problem. They can roll that money over to 20 and make a run at him. And that would be huge. You might want to get that done before he gets free and gets an opportunity to go somewhere else. Because people at the end of the day, LeBron is in year 17 still, regardless. So we'll see.
And the Pelicans would be stupid. And I don't take David Griffin as stupid. He's not going to let the All-Star break come or the trade deadline come and Anthony Davis ain't gone. So
I think it's going to happen this summer. I think they're not going to go through what they went through before. Hell, he's only 23. He's only 23, dog.
That would make sense. That would make sense to go ahead and get it done before the season so you don't have that hanging over your franchise's head.
Be done with it. Absolutely. Speaking of money and what's out there, Boogie Cousins with his injury. I really hated to see this. Let me tell you something, how things happen and how terrible it is. Boogie's documentary dropped the night of Game 1. his documentary on working through his last injury, getting back to this point. It dropped on game 1. He gets hurt game 2. I ain't even had a chance to watch the shit.
That's jacked up, man. I hated it for him too. And with that torn quad, I mean,
they said it's no surgery. That's a good thing.
It's not a knee ligament or anything like that, so it's not a serious injury to that degree. But it's one of them. He's gonna have to take it easy. He's gonna have to try to probably stay off of it as much as possible. Do the rehab to a T, just to make sure it don't linger or become what Kawhi's did, where they thought it was fine and then it wasn't. So, you know what I'm saying? Just get it right in. He probably going to have to come back on another short deal.
I think he's going to be in Golden State next year. Feel pretty confident about that.
And it's funny because just like we said that based on his play, he had played himself out of Golden State's plans next year because they couldn't afford him. Based on how
saying that when they signed him, they knew it's going to be a year. You know?
Now this puts him right back within budget.
Yeah, he might get a raise to $10 million from that 5, give or take. But yeah, he'll be there because who was that? Somebody on TV today made a good point. It's like, why would he leave? Jalen Rose said this. Why would he leave? Go with another team? Had to start all over with new doctors. You know, they got to learn everything new when you're here. If they got a deal for you to keep you there, because the money should be around the same. If you had no market last year, I don't think the market going to improve when you hurt going into free agency again this year. So stay with Golden State. You know,
and even if it did improve, we're talking probably slightly. I mean, this is not an Achilles,
right?
But you know, it's definitely not good coming off an injury, and the money that's going to be out there.
This shit is like musical chairs for real.
I mean,
it's a whole lot of players. There's not a lot of money out there unless you want to lose.
I mean, the Lakers going to have money.
Yeah, the Lakers will have.
He's not getting the max money, of course, but, you know, they'll have a little bit of money. We talk about what Brooklyn could use. You know,
solid.
Afro Man is he good. Don't get me wrong. Jared Allen, I'm call the man by his name. Jared Allen, he's solid, but he ain't Boogie.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
He definitely bring toughness to that team. Embiid wouldn't have elbowed him like that.
Brooklyn would love Boogie.
Yes, they would. That's a good call right there. I couldn't think of what they needed, but that's solid.
So it'll be some spots for him. They said they're gonna reevaluate him in a couple of weeks. So, you know, hopefully it's just a partial shit.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Patrick Beverley, we kind of talked about this with Kevin Durant. What do you expect going forward? Kevin Durant has fouled out. He got ejected game 1, fouled out game 2. He's still averaging 22, 5, and 4, but it's not to the extent it was last year. But you remember last year in the playoffs, Houston kind of made him – they kind of pushed him to go one-on-one ball most of the time. Mm-hmm. He was just going dolo, and that wasn't helping the team at all. But right. Patrick Beverley, little ass, to be getting under his skin like this at 6'1"?
Yeah, and I saw actually the most in-depth thing I say him saying to reporters or what have you in a while. But he was talking about the defense, how the Clippers are playing him, why, you know, what's a good strategy for him, even with Patrick Beverley hounding him. You know, he's basically saying how, he knows that he could just turn around and shoot over Patrick Beverley all day every time. But he said that's not within the floor of their offense. He also said how they're playing him is as soon as he even attempts to dribble, they're sending one, sometimes 2 guys at him. So
Draymond's man probably.
Yeah, so they've got to kind of swing, you know, so he's got to kind of manage that and try to get the best shot. So a lot of what he said on some basketball IQ shit was on point. And I can understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, if that's the case, I think second to Boogie, as a matter of fact, he's got the second most post-ups on this team.
Right.
Take your ass down to the post.
Take him to the block. And what you said, that's 100 on the basketball level. I dig that. Stop the damn the antics with him. Stop all that. Take that part out of it. I get what you're saying with the basketball, but the rest of it, all that clapping and shit you doing left and right, dog, he's in your head. You know?
Nobody takes you as a tough guy.
No, they don't.
It's crazy how he wanted to not be in LeBron's shadow so much, but a lot of shit what he's doing mirrors some of the stuff that LeBron did with the going to Miami, but KD's handling it 10 times worse. He was the villain. He's playing this villain role. Remember LeBron tried to play the villain role that first year?
That first year, yeah.
And it wasn't really him. You know, even though they choked and they should have won that finals against Dallas, but they choked and lost it, he still said that wasn't him.
Wrestlers aren't built. It's a wrestling term. All wrestlers aren't built to turn heel. You know, they remember how they try to turn certain good guys bad, and that shit just don't work.
Right.
He's not built. Kevin Durant ain't built to be the heel.
This is like the third year of this shit now. So, you know, like getting more technicals don't make us think you're any tougher.
No,
cussing out the refs, all that. Like, dude, just
cuss
go out
the
there.
media out, the refs.
Right.
Trying to fight a little dude. I mean,
like, dude, you're literally right up there, and everybody talking about Harden and Giannis. Some people still saying LeBron. Dude, you right there. You best player in the league. It should be you. You the last two finals MVPs. You done gave LeBron that work in the last two finals. When you on your game, can't nobody fuck with you. You 7 feet and can shoot. And can shoot your ass off. Dude, play ball.
Just play ball.
That's why people like Kevin Durant, because you can hoop your motherfucking ass off. But
other
shit, burner accounts and all that, we don't care about that. That make you look like a sucker.
There you go.
Cut all that shit out. Cut all that shit out and hoop. That's why we like you.
And get a haircut.
Please.
Anyway,
if you got
all right. I'm gonna ask you a question. Put your GM hat on.
Okay.
How much trade value? What do you think you can get if you're the 76ers GM and you're like, I can't take this shit no more. Ben can't shoot. I got to go another way. What value do you think you can get for him right now today?
I mean, value in the NBA is
let me rephrase it.
It's a little harder because, you know, you only got first and second round draft picks. Everybody knows the second round draft picks ain't shit.
Well, let me rephrase it then. Let's say one of them top teams get the first pick in the draft. Could you call them and say, I got Ben Simmons for that number one pick?
Depending on the team, yeah.
Okay.
Depending
I'm
on
not
the
ready
team,
to give up on him. I'm not, because everybody can't shoot. I don't have a problem with him not being able to shoot, but you got to attempt. You have to attempt.
Right.
That's
yeah, because even some of the people that attempt a lot of shots, if they still shooting 20-30%,
right?
You know,
Look
that's
at
not helping. That's not helping either. But you got to try to make some strides in that area. This will be year 3 coming up. We thought he would have did it after last year, especially how that playoff series against Boston went.
Right.
But there was no progression in the jump shot throughout this year.
That was another one of those. Don't believe the workout videos, people. Don't believe them. Remember, was that this year? He dropped the workout video. He was just draining threes. And I was like, oh, shit. Ben shooting threes. Finesse.
Well, you know, he does enough on the court to still, like, if you were to drop him in this particular draft right here, he's still easily a top 5 pick.
He challenged for one in my eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, Ben can hoop. He just can't shoot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of part of being a hooper.
homie just doesn't get it. How can you be this good and be a self-check? How does that work?
Right. So it's just like, does he watch his tape? Does he realize that if he gets half of a jumper that
it's over,
nobody's going to be able to guard him?
It's over for the league. He get half a jumper. Over. I don't get it. And the worst part about it is, I don't think Ben give 2 fucks. Right
now he don't.
So
right now he don't. And my only advice to him before we leave him, hey dog, dude, you haven't been in Philly long enough. You haven't accomplished anything but rookie of the year. You don't want to go at Philly fans.
Not a good look.
That's not going to lead you to a good place. And I'll leave it at
that. Ben, you should Google when Michael Irvin broke his neck in Philadelphia. They cheered. I understand hating the other team. I get it. He broke his neck. They cheered.
Yeah.
So they're a different breed in Philly, but we're going to see what happens with that. Let's jump off of this. Let's try to speed this thing on up. Jump into some NFL talk. Man, couple weeks ago, we was on here talking. Might have been last week. We was like, so Russell Wilson told him about the 15th, huh? Word.
I was trying to determine, like, what is the purpose of setting this deadline so early? Like, what are you gaining out of this? You don't have to really show up. I mean, he's the quarterback, so he's probably going to show up anyway. But you don't have to show up to these voluntary weightlifting sessions that's going on. Like, what's the rush? Why that deadline? Now, why not close to the training camp, which I can see, but,
But even with the deadline, remember we said back then, they're sitting back just like this, holding that big joker, the franchise tag. Yeah, cool. You ain't going to sign another deal. We're going to have you for 3 more years either way. Cool. Well, Russell got his money. There's another thing that happened overnight when the Clippers were winning the game. Woke up and I saw that Russell got his money. 4 years, $140 million. $65 million was a signing bonus. That's a whole lot of bread, dog. That's a whole lot of bread. You know the best part about it? Russell's 30, I believe. So he's going to be right back at their neck in 4 years. Probably 3. Probably 3. Now, they might hit him with – you think they'll hit him with the tag then?
We'll see. And I think – and somebody said it made sense because I was thinking like, okay, they can just tag him. But the quarterback tag at this point is like, man, you got to probably stay away from that because it's the same money. It would have been 30.8. That would have been the tag. You might as well go ahead and sign him.
Yeah. At least you control the cost at that point. But
Right. Exactly. Because you damn sure don't want them getting to the free market, but you want to be able to, like you said, control costs as much as you can. So, good deal. Now, 35 a year.
Now the thing about this, of course, we're looking at the QB salary and all that. The market's set. That ain't changing no time soon. But it's a legit discussion where if you pay these guys this type of money, how much winning are you really gonna do as a team? Because
I think I'm the only person on the earth that is like on the other side of that argument.
Okay.
I look at, and when people were talking about if you pay the quarterback a lot of money, you can't fill out the rest of your team. I'm looking at the teams that have won or been to the Super Bowl the last couple of years. It's been either Tom Brady, which we know he takes a hell of a pay cut, or somebody like the Eagles. The Rams have just gotten here recently. Somebody with a young Russell Wilson was on a rookie contract, the 2 Super Bowls that they win. Somebody on a rookie deal.
Right.
Those quarterbacks that are on rookie deals, what do they all have in common? Russell Wilson, Seahawks, Carson Wentz's Eagles, and the Rams with golf. Defense, all right? So the defense played just as much a part, if not more, than the offense did, okay?
Right.
2, you look at Brady in the Patriots situation. Yes, Brady gives a lot of money back and takes a lot of pay cuts, but the Patriots don't always necessarily use that damn money.
No, they don't.
He's been taking pay cuts for a minute, and then they don't use the money. So I say that to say is it comes down to getting value picks in free agency because they don't spend a lot of money, and drafting and developing your players well.
The right players. That's 100. That's 100.
And I think that's what builds out these teams because everybody playing by the same rules. Everybody got the same salary cap. And I think what we're going to see here, especially over the next 5 to 7 years or so, there's not many quarterback openings. There's a lot of good young quarterbacks here. And most of them are going to be getting paid. So you're going to have teams winning Super Bowls with quarterbacks that are making a lot of money. So you got to figure out that back end. You got to figure out how to draft well. You got to figure out how to use your money smart in free agency. We talk about every year people win in March. They don't win in January.
I'm looking at this list. 4 of these quarterbacks have been to the Super Bowl. 2 of them have won it. So it really is a trade-off in that regard. But, I mean, you made sense with that, too, because that's not to say that the teams haven't spent money on defense while they were paying the quarterbacks, but all of that ain't panned out. So it's really about player development, getting lucky with injuries and all of that. But this is the market. It's not going anywhere. So that we can kind of segue into this next discussion real quick. We ain't got to go over comments, but Stephen Jones was asked about this. That's Jerry's son. After Russell got his bread, and of course he goes into, they got to want to win. The ones that all that matters is the Super Bowls and the wins. If y'all honestly think that Dak's gonna come in somewhere between Jimmy and Matt. And with that, people, I'm talking 27.5 to 30. He's coming in somewhere in that, and I can't blame him.
The Cowboys got fucked by Russell Wilson deal.
They got done with that.
That made it even worse. Yeah, he's got to be somewhere, like you said, 25 at the minimum. Derek Carr money at $25 million.
I want more than Derek Carr. I got to get more.
And with the market fluctuating, he should. So yeah, somewhere in the 25 to 30 range is where he's gonna be. You can say, well, he ain't up there with those guys talent wise. It's not about that when it comes to these contracts.
Not about that timing and what if they need you. Folks, I wouldn't pay him. Okay, well, who you gonna go out there and snatch to be your quarterback?
Exactly.
Who's out there?
Just look at what we've seen over the last 18 months. Jimmy G's number one quarterback, salary-wise, for a hot minute at 27.5. Since him, Kirk Cousins then passed him at 28. Matt Ryan passed him at 30. Aaron Rodgers got 33.5, and now Russell Wilson got 35. And Andrew Luck got to get paid after this. Patrick Mahomes still got to get paid. Carson Wentz got to get paid. Jared Goff got to get paid. Cam do a deal.
Cam do in next summer. You know what I was thinking about? That's 25 average. I might tell Jared, just hand me $100 million all guaranteed. 4 years. I'll take that guaranteed. No contingencies, no shit.
And then what you got to factor in too, and I think this was what was part of Russell Wilson's negotiations, is the upcoming money that's going to be with the gambling that's going to be factored in and all of that. That's going to be factored in. That's going to make teams profits and revenue go up. So that's going to trickle down to the salary cap at some point too. So
I'd take 25 in that case if it's all guaranteed. 4 years, $100 million. Every dollar I'm getting.
If the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, in this next year or two, the money that they're going to pay Patrick Mahomes is going to be 40 a year. Watch.
Excuse me. Now, I'm concerned with Philly because they were talking Carson Wentz. Where does he fall?
You still gonna give him more than Derek Carr?
You gonna give him more than Jimmy G too? He got more starts. He almost won an MVP. Jared Goff is gonna be interesting. If y'all wanting the quarterback market to reset, tough break. That ain't happening. It is what it is. So these guys are gonna get paid a whole lot of money. Jameis Winston is gonna have his best season of his career this summer.
Forgot about Jameis.
And they're gonna have to figure it out.
Because Bruce Arians come in here and get him right.
They're gonna have to figure it out. Jameis might walk in there after 40 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and turn around and be like, cash me out. I'm better than Kirk Cousins. Cash me out. What they gonna say?
Hey, the Bucks, can you start? I'm gonna say the Bucks, can you start? You can do negotiations during the season, right?
Yeah, they can negotiate.
Hey, after 4 or 5 weeks, they see it good. They might want to jump out, just get themselves a little discount.
You know what they're gonna do with Jameis wild ass franchise.
You gonna franchise Jameis at $30 million a year?
That's 1 year though. That ain't guaranteeing him 70, 80. We're talking about Jameis.
Jameis would take that 30.
He sure would, and I don't blame him. I bet on myself like Kirk Cousins. First of all, they can't touch you at quarterback. First of all, why would you not bet on yourself for a year? Hell, you want to franchise me 3 years in a row at 30 to 35 million? No problem. Cool. and trust and believe, once I cash out these 3, I'm out. So yeah, it's gonna be
that's $90 million now.
Exactly. Kirk Cousins played the game and won. He don't give a damn what we saying about him right now. He cashed out.
He got
5 years straight. He cashed out.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good. Speaking of Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen got a new deal, 4 years, $64 million, 33 guaranteed. Will Kirk Cousins be able to get him the ball with that trash offensive line? We shall see.
Interesting.
Reuben Foster, this is surprising. He will not be suspended by the NFL, but he will be fined for that last incident he had in that Miami hotel. I hope him and that girl are not together no more.
Somebody somewhere love this boy. I'm telling you, because
Young man,
he
God
didn't got
loves
off.
him.
He got off twice. I hope he ain't with that chick no more.
I hope not.
But you know, she's a little older than him. You know, she might have put that thing on him.
Might have.
You know, sometimes you know, you get a little older woman, man. She put that thing on you the right way.
Raise a glass to older women.
You can't shake her.
Thundercats back in the day.
You can't shake her.
All right.
Stay focused though. Stay focused.
Absolutely. That's kind of a steal for Washington, though. Real talk. You know, he's basically a high round draft pick with minimal mileage because he done, you know, sat out a good bit. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I mean, they're basically looking like Alabama North with all them players. You know,
Right.
So we're gonna see what happens. Ramon Foster. We ain't got to go in deep with this, but Ramon Foster's comments last week about former players, if they got something to say, you know, contact him or Marquise Pouncey. Where was his energy at when he was conducting them interviews about Le'Veon Bell and how he don't care about the team? Why you ain't call him?
When they was going through his locker.
Where was his energy at then?
You know, when Antonio Brown was actually there.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Philly is a funny place right now. We're gonna see what happens.
Pittsburgh.
Oh shit, man, it's tequila. My bad.
All right. Good.
All right, let's run through this real quick. Jadeveon Clowney is apparently far apart in negotiations with the Texans. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. My question to you,
he want more than JJ.
Yeah. My question to you is, where do you think he's going to end up falling with these cats as far as guaranteed money? Do you think he gets more money than DeMarcus Lawrence?
Got to.
Is he?
I think he's worth it now. Whether they want to give it to him or not, maybe that's the holdup. But they did tag him, right?
Yeah, they tagged him, but ain't JJ up soon? Like 2 years or so? Which means after this year, he gonna want some bread this summer.
I mean, he did finally stay on the field for a full year last year. So
you can't have two dudes on your team making the most NFL guaranteed money. It doesn't work that way because you still got paid Deshaun at some point.
Got a quarterback that's got to get paid next probably 2 years. So yeah, not sure how that's going to.
He was drafted the same year. The one you just talking about, Mahomes. So he probably sitting back waiting on Mahomes. Bob McNair ain't there no more, so brothers probably gonna get paid, you know, in a timely fashion now, probably.
Well, we already paid D4. I was about to say, would you trade if you one of those top 15 draft picks in the NFL without?
I got a scenario for you.
Without a glaring need, would you trade that pick for Clowney?
If I'm the Giants, I'm giving up 17 to get Jadeveon Clowney.
I would all day. I would.
Hell, if I'm Green Bay and I got 2, you can have 30 for him. And I'm keeping that first one, but you can have 30 for him.
Well, I think Green Bay.
Well, they did pick up 2 dudes. My bad.
Yeah, they signed a lot of defensive guys.
Okay, the Raiders.
The Raiders. That's what I was on. That's where I was going. You got 3 first-round picks.
If they could trade one of them lower ones, 27 or 31, whichever one, keep that first one. Man, look. But
I would. I mean, he ain't Khalil Mack, but that's about as close.
What we like to call it.
Get.
He's Diet Khalil.
Hey.
So, all right, we done kind of ran long. You want to get into this NFL schedule before the draft next week?
I mean, I hadn't even looked at it, so I don't have much on it.
All right.
I saw the Patriots are going to be playing the Steelers in the first week of the season. I mean, I'll look at it tonight and just kind of see what games are where, but the NFL creates more hype around this
than what it should be.
And what it should be, because
as long as I beat y'all, I'm good.
Well, yeah, let's see when that game is so we can start seeing.
Let's get San Fran.
I know where it is. I'm just trying to see when it is, so maybe we can get some travel plans together.
That'd be dope.
I'll take you.
27th.
Okay, cool. It's not too cold in. I can take you to the 49ers museum and show you what winning looks like.
You talking about them old dudes, them old heads that won? I'm sounding like Kodak. Why
Hey,
you talking to me when you know I ain't gonna listen?
I ain't like some of these dudes. At least I saw it. I visualized it. I ain't read about it on YouTube. I was there. Well, in my living room. But you know. But yeah.
You proud of me because you see I ain't do shit about no mock. I ain't do no draft shit. I'm kind of ready for it to happen.
Because it's coming next week. I already know.
Yeah, it's next week. So like,
it's a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go on. So we'll go on the week before. So well, I know when I pull up the notes next week, it's going to be like 5 pages, and it's going to be.
No, Max, I'm kind of ready for it to
everybody.
happen.
It's going to be Charles Davis. It's going to be Todd McShay, Kuiper, Ian Rappaport, that Jeremiah dude. Now, one of them dudes had a mock. Cause I mean, I look at him. I ain't gonna fry. I'll be looking at him. One of them
saw one that was crazy today.
That shit was so far fetched. This shit had Ed Oliver going 3.
For the Raiders, yeah. I saw one with the Packers taking Daniel Jones with that last first round pick. Why in the entire hell would you just hand Aaron Rodgers $130 million so you know he gonna be there, and you're gonna take a dude with the first round pick at quarterback? Why?
That's the Duke quarterback, right?
Yes.
I saw one today that had him going 6 to the Giants. I'm trying to figure it out now. They say that he has some type of ties to the Manning family.
Yeah, Cutcliffe is the coach at Duke, and that was Peyton Manning's coach at Tennessee.
I don't watch Duke football.
I don't either, but I know he's the coach there, and I know he got on because he coached Peyton. Well, he was his quarterback coach at Tennessee, okay. And then he's at the Manning Academy all the time. So they sprinkle some of that Manning dust, and that's supposed to make you good.
Voila.
Don't always work.
Mm-mm.
Don't always work.
Shit, it didn't work on Eli. It didn't work on Eli.
Shout out to Saquon for stepping out there for Eli today. Hey, you got to say that shit. You can't sit there and Eli's trash. But young boy, when you got 15 in the box next year, because ain't nobody scared of Eli's arm, think about these comments. And y'all better draft a quarterback early. You better. Your
boy Dave Gettleman is going to fuck it up. You already know.
We released him. He is not our responsibility anymore.
He ain't been gone long enough.
I'm real interested to see.
Not to claim him.
I'm real interested. I know we're about to go. Like, in a year or two when Cam comes up, Cam going to want more than Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. If he ball this year, he going to want Matt Ryan money.
That's what I say, man. My Jimmy G contract at 27 looking real good.
It's going to look good.
Real good right now. Looking real good. All right, people, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We finna get up out of here, catch some playoff balls, check this Rockets and Thunder game out. No, Rockets and Thunder. Rockets and who the fuck are they playing? The Jazz. Indiana gave their game away at the very last moment.
That's like house money, though. Depot ain't there. That's house money. Yeah. Now, when are they saying Depot gonna be back? Are they saying next year for sure?
I haven't even saw an update or anything. The way that injury was, I hadn't planned on checking on him no time soon.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking about for Kimber.
Okay, yeah, we're not missing anything with this Houston-Utah game so far. Yeah, okay, 42-26. Second quarter just started. Okay. All right. Hey, tell these people where to reach you at on social media.
At Rike6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
Well, I guess we can't say that it's over because the Clippers came down from 31. The Utah not going to come back because they're going to shoot like Uncle Hate just shot. They have no chance. Hey, man, follow me, your boy. Hey, you miss next week, then you're going to be 33%. You're going in the wrong direction. Y'all hit me up on Twitter, man. It's Uncle. I'm not Uncle Hate. I'm Diego Barishnikov. Hit me up at Diego Barish on Twitter. Also, check us out on the AA Sportscast Facebook, IG, Twitter pages. Again, remember to watch, like, hit those subscribe and share buttons on all platforms, whether it be if you watch us on YouTube or listen to us on the Spreaker app or via iTunes on Apple. So, again, this is AA Sports, baby. Straight sports, don't chase it. Me and Uncle Hate up out of here till next week. We'll holler at y'all right before the draft, baby. Y'all be easy. Peace.